Time to Shine Today podcast, Varsity Squad. This is Scott Ferguson, and I got my girl who's just moved down into my neck of the woods a little bit here in the sunny state of Florida. This is Miss Diana Saturna, an angelic spiritual coach at The Light Within. And it's all about grow spirituality organically from your divine power within. Diana provides angelic spiritual coaching with physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual issues with individuals, including children and furry family members. I love that. In the home, business, office, or on the soul level. The transformational assistance penetrates deep into the darkest areas, detaching from duality and refocusing to strength and empower your light, your heart, and your soul. And Diana, thank you so much for coming on. Please introduce yourself to Time to Shine Today podcast, Varsity Squad. But first, what's your favorite color and why?
I love pink. And I actually, yes, I reflected on that question because I did want to understand why I kept on choosing that, and it was coming into my existence. And I just could feel how it harmonizes and balances and brings unconditional love, which I feel is part of my mission here. So it's a way of expressing that, and as a service, really. The pink,
I love pink. I'm wearing pink. So yep, it's in my color wheel, so I get to wear pink. No, I love that. So let's get to a little bit of origins of you, Diana.
Okay.
You know, I'm a God-fearing person. Okay, I grew up kind of Baptist and whatnot, and it took me a minute to really kind of get into the angelic side of things. But I learned so much and pull so much from that to help myself level up and my clients level up. But I would love to hear your origins.
Yes. So, okay. I had somewhat of a spiritual background as well, grandparents. And, but when I got into college, I was originally going to go for finance, and I wanted to become a lawyer and really make a difference, especially with people with disability, because I've had that in my family. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go in and help people. And when I was trying to push and get through my classes, I could feel my heart not in it. And there was just something wrong. And I just felt all out of sorts.
Okay.
So I remember I was sitting down on the couch, and it was with the guy I was dating. And I looked over the list of different majors that I could do. And as I'm going through the list, I heard of philosophy. Okay. And I didn't know what philosophy was. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take a class in this. As I took my first class, I opened the door, and it was alignment to how my brain worked of asking why.
Yes. I love that. I love that philosophy is like, okay, I never did college, but I'm going to this community college here in Palm Beach for philosophy only. It's like I can do whatever courses I want in a sense. And I love that you said that. So what did you really grab from philosophy? Did you go like all the way back to the Stoics, or like what did you grab from philosophy?
Well, that's a great question. It was really actually asking why. Why am I taking these actions? What is reality? Where should I be connecting? What is truth? What is knowledge? And I even just in the point of stepping back and asking, well, who am I? And the reality of who I am and what is around me and the world around me, and what I am looking to in each moment take action in.
Wow. Yeah. I heard a lot of what and whys, and I love that you did both of those, especially the whys without any judgment on yourself. Did you feel kind of weird at first with, you wanted to go finance, business, but then you felt drawn to philosophy, and there was a why that was really answered in there somewhere. How did you feel? Did you feel like it was going to be worth it, or were you like just or like? Hopefully, I phrased that a way that you can answer it. So,
yes. I know what you mean. Yeah,
okay.
It did. It just felt so natural, and it felt natural to the way that I thought, because I like to look at things logically, but I also know there's understandings underneath the logical points of it. And as I would study like the Bible, but I took back and was like, okay, well, how does this feel to me? Why is this being placed?
Yes.
And was able to build a foundation of my inner knowingness and my inner strength. Because then I would study Buddhism, and I really did. I could sit down and abstract pieces of information, of wisdom that played a harmony in my own heart and my own being as I explored all these different places. And that, there's structures in different religions, and nothing wrong. People want to get into religions, but there's different structures. And if it doesn't feel right to oneself and you're trying to go in and you're hearing, well, don't do this, don't do that.
Right.
But if your heart is telling you something, that's a source of information.
Yes.
That source is coming from you.
Right.
And the sense of reality, who is there? There's you. There's the I.
Right. In my creator God, put within me the ability to make decisions on that, to build my foundation, like you would say, of inner knowism, strength, and wisdom. And I 100% agree with you. And I know a lot of my listeners do as well. So thank you for being transparent with that without sounding judgmental. And some people will, and thank you so much for that. So do you work one-on-one with clients?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I work with one-on-one. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, love. Sorry.
Oh, no. Yeah, I work one-on-one with all different types of clients.
Okay.
With animals, with people. Yes. So, and all different types of souls.
While you're starting to bring them in, maybe in the discovery period, is there any secret sauce you don't mind sharing to helping them find their blind spot?
Sure. I would just say sitting down, placing hand on heart and breathing into that space, and then start just asking, why, and the answers will emerge. And once you sit in that emerging, just breathe through it to come in and out of your system, because that's when you're breathing, you're processing those emotions. Emotions hold information. Even if we talk about fear has an emotion.
Yes,
there's importance to it. And the way that your body is telling you, okay, this is not in alignment, or someone's crossing your boundary, to really acknowledge that and listen how your body is responding in itself helps with the blind spots, because that opens you up to really expand. Yes. And that's where the light comes in. And then those blind spots disintegrate.
Yes. I've never heard it answered that way, because the answers will emerge as you're going through the whys and whatnot. That's awesome. So while you're in a coaching session, or let's say in the discovery session, if they're still contemplating working with you, Diana, is there any good question that you wish they would ask you but never do?
I guess if they're contemplating, I'm a person, I love experience, and I love feeling. And I feel like when you sit down and talk to someone and is very present, whatever reasons or thoughts in the back of their head in which they have any questions about, at some point when you give truth comes back to you. Wow. And if they have that question, I've watched it might not emerge immediately, but when you get into a session with someone and you speak from that place of heart, of truth, and they're like holding back a little bit, if you go into that space, they'll meet you.
Love that. That is so badass. Excuse my phrasing on that, but that's just because you're getting ingrained in that space, and that shows that you care and you're being fully present. And that's something that, unfortunately, a lot of coaches don't have. And I'm actually guilty of it sometimes, with not being fully present, but going to where their knowing really has to keep you present. There's no way around it, right? I mean, if you're that connected, that's fantastic. So what do you think are your strengths then?
My strength would be my self-observation and self-awareness.
And how much do you appreciate those strengths?
Whenever I notice a pattern has shifted, when it comes back up into my life, then I say, okay, wow, I'm grateful for my obsession of consistently asking why and talking to God and connecting inward. Love and that. Asking, God, how can I be better? What can I do to do this? Love
that. So to what extent do you appreciate your limitations?
Well, that in itself, I find is the greatest thing, because they're the shadows that we can move light into. And that comes up to, that's what we're here for, is to continually to grow and become stronger and to find that light. That's all it does, is that reflection.
I love that, because, you know, I work with my clients, and, you know, they're searching so hard for the light, and it's like, dude, the light's coming. You have to like kind of believe that and know your why, and the light's gonna come. I mean, dude, you know, every day starts at 12 a.m., right? And it's dark. You still got 6 hours of dark, and there's a lot going on during that 6 hours, but you got to appreciate that journey through that darkness, right? And then as the light happens, then it's even more rewarding, because you appreciated the journey. Am I in alignment with you?
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, the gratitude totally there. Yes.
Yes. I have what I call a gratitude sandwich every day, and all my clients have to do it too, is where, you know, the first thing is I set my intentions for the day. And it's always make someone smile. See, I just made you smile. I love it. I win my day, right? And then the second part is my worries for the day. Okay, what I'm worried about and whatnot. And then I list 14 things of what I'm grateful for. 14 is just a fun number for me. It really lines up with me. So it's called my gratitude sandwich. So you have your intentions, your worries, and then the 14 things you're grateful for. So it kind of squeezes out the worries. And I love that you had said that about gratitude. So how about, what is the best constructive criticisms you've ever got through your journey here with Angelic?
Actually, with my smile.
Okay. Okay.
I've been asked why, even starting in third grade, this boy turned around and asked me, why am I smiling? And I don't know if I answered. I just probably smiled, and that is an answer.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah. So because I do smile, and I went to the DMV and from New Jersey. And I'm smiling, and they asked me, you know, to take a picture. And she's like, no, smile, your natural face. And that was confusing, because if you say natural to me, my body's going to respond with a smile, because I feel that's natural. Mm-hmm. So I've noticed that in the sense of the smile, because it isn't really that natural, at least according to the DMV.
Right.
It is a little uncomfortable for people. And to me, I do what's natural. And that to me is, I love to smile.
You know, it's so funny, because I went through a really wicked operation in September. And so I had just a really bad nosebleed. Like, it just wouldn't stop. And what it was is my septum was so deviated, and my turbinate was blown up and whatnot. And I have to wear a CPAP mask for sleep apnea, which I'm getting away from a little bit slowly, but I've been wearing one for 15 years. And because of the nose injury, I couldn't put my mask on. I'd be afraid. So I had a coach really help me get around that part. But what really puts me out at night is consciously smiling. I put my mask on, I consciously smile, and I breathe deep into my diaphragm, and then pull it into my solar plexus, and I fall asleep. And it took that smiling to do that. It's like, you can't be pissed off when you're smiling. I've noticed you just can't. I mean, you might be like, mother scratcher, oh my gosh, but really, you really can't be fully negative. You know, I'm not a person that thinks positive thinking is going to be 100% true, you know, but what is 100% true is negative thinking. Okay, 100%. It's going to be, so I like to stay in the neutral area if things aren't going as great as I want them to. But thank you for saying that about your smile. And I can see where people might constructively criticize you on it, but please, as my friend, my awesome sauce friend that I love so much, please don't ever go away from that. It's just awesome. So have you seen the movie Back to the Future?
Yes.
Okay, let's get in that DeLorean with Marty McFly. I have no idea how old you are. I don't want to know, but let's go back to the 22-year-old Diana. Okay. What kind of knowledge nuggets would you be dropping on her to maybe help her shorten her learning curve, level up, and blast through?
Well, I guess in the sense of concerning and going back into my timeline, because I love how my life is turning out, and
Right, absolutely.
divine plan. So if you do anything to change that, I believe that was in the movie, to watch how you maneuver.
Right. Yep. You can't talk to her. You can't kiss her. Change the whole timeline, right? Right.
But yeah, I would say keep going, and keep connecting. Keep asking the why.
Boom. That's it. That's what I wanted to hear. Is, a good friend of mine, Leah Woodford, said, get your asking gear, because you stay curious, stay humble, stay curious, but ask all the time. That's awesome. I was hoping I was going to hear the word ask out of your awesome mouth. So what keeps you up at night?
In the sense that I do spiritual work, and I do connect to souls, incarnated and incarnated. Sure. In the past, it used to be spirits.
Okay.
I did work on my boundaries, because I feel that the universe and spirits and just all types of energy respond to what you're giving off. So that's why it's another huge reason to maintain and be responsible for your own energy, no matter what is going on around you, and however anything is responding. I mean, that's a great way to really reflect inwards.
Wow.
But now I would say, before going to bed, just clearing yourself from the day. And if anything pops up that you had thoughts about, or you wanted to see it differently, there's techniques in which you can dissolve that, and then also then imprint what you do want, and then just fall asleep from there, because now you know that you shifted that internally in yourself. And not only does that shift within yourself, that shifts to everyone that you're around. And especially if you do forgiveness with others, they feel that too.
Yes, they do. That's something that's just energy, because our bodies are complete sound. They're energy and they're sound. That's why I really am a big believer in sound healing and whatnot. So I love that. That's what keeps you up at night, actually, because that's a great thing if it's going to keep you up at night. So what do people misunderstand the most about Diana?
And
that she smiles too much.
Yeah, I mean, I know we all have our faults, and we're all here to keep moving forward, and we're all here. I mean, yes, I get answers, but everybody is on the same page, and everybody is able to. And when I say that, I mean that everybody has the light within them. Everybody has love within them. I truly believe that as a core truth. So I think that if there is any misunderstandings, it's something that I have to look in myself and reflect on, if I'm bringing something to the table that is being miscommunicated, for them to not understand it. Granted, I can't take responsibility for anybody else's ways in which they respond, but I do know that I can reflect out into my area and what's around me and my environment truth, so that we can all harmonize on the same frequency.
I love that. And that's fantastic. The same frequency. But, the less humble, more ego Scott Ferguson, when I was younger, would look at you, and my misunderstanding was like, how can she always be so freaking happy? That's what I would say at then. Now it's like I align with your energy, because it's took years. I'm going to be 50 years old, and it's taken probably the last 10 years for me really to align with that. But that's what I would have maybe misunderstood. It's like, how is she so happy? It's a shitty day. I mean, so no, I appreciate that energy and alignment. It's beautiful. So how do you want your dash remembered? That little line in between your incarnation date and your expiration date, your life date and your death date, on the tombstone, if you will. How do you want your dash remembered? Yeah.
I mean, I would want really everyone to connect inward, because I don't feel that, at least within me, in my experience, that's the ending. Maybe for this incarnated soul as Diana Saturna as we know it. So what I have to give to the world really is for you to connect to God and connect inward, and to gain your own truths. So that's what, if anything, to leave as my quotes.
Love it. I love that. That's fantastic, because it connecting inward, people are so apt to just connect out and act out, and you see that energy, but you just, you know, you can sit there and, like you say, you can probably feel someone's energy but much better than I can, but I feel the energy and I'm like, there's just something that's not there, something that's missing. And that's where someone like Diana Squad can really help you align with. So that's beautiful. So Diana, let's take out anything electronic, your tablet, your cell phone, your laptop, your desktop, anything electronic. Let's take it out of this question. But what are 3 things that Diana can't live without?
Connection to God, connection to God, connection to God.
Yeah, my lady. Right. I love it, because everything else just follows along with that. You're going to get. I love it. I love it. So what is Diana's definition of life well lived?
Being the light.
Yes. Yes. And do you believe that when you say be in the light, is it the light that you shine, or the light that's already available, or both?
Already available. I mean, I could say mine, but that's only my journey.
Sure.
Everybody has their own lights. So I would say in their own light. It's
already there. That's the thing.
Yes.
They just have to let it shine, as in time to shine today, Squad. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, Squad, we are going to take my really awesome sauce, beautiful friend Diana through our leveling up lightning round just as soon as we get back from thanking our sponsors and affiliates. Time to Shine Today podcast, Varsity Squad. We are back with Diana Saturna. And Diana, we have a leveling up lightning round. You and I could talk 15, 20 minutes, hell, even an hour on some of these questions. But you got 5 seconds with no explanations. You ready to rock?
Yes.
All right, here we go. What is the best leveling up advice Diana has ever received?
Focus within.
Yes.
And thank you, God. Thank you, angels, because that's where I got it from.
Beautiful. Share one of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
Constant self-reflection.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Constant. That's important.
Other than angelicassistant.net, and Time to Shine Today, my shameless plug on my website. What website does Diana like to go to level up?
Hunter's Healing Calls.
Hunter's Healing Calls. Okay. Love it. Let's put that in the show notes, Diana. Okay. Awesome. Perfect. So you see me, I'm kind of in my doldrums. I'm kind of walking. My energy's off. You're like, Fergie's just not right today. So what book would you hand me to maybe help me level up?
First, I'd give you a hug.
Yeah. Love you. Love it. Love it. I'll take that over the book anyways. That's perfect. What is Diana's most commonly used emoji?
The hands together in a prayer.
Love it. What was your nickname growing up?
D and Die.
D and Die? Awesome. Chess or checkers?
Depends on the mood.
Okay, very cool. I'm a checkers guy. Chess never got into too much. Favorite charity and or organization you like to give your time and or money to?
I do have to give a shout out to NAMI in South Jersey.
Okay.
They're phenomenal. I love working with them. I think that they hold.
How do you spell that, Diana?
NAMI, NAMI.
Got it. And that's in Jersey? Okay, got it. We'll put that in
I'm sorry. That's national, but there's specific to areas.
Okay.
And I say that it's South Jersey.
Very good. Best decade of music, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
90s.
90s, okay, very cool. 90s got it going on. I'm an 80s baby. Not baby, but I grew up in the 80s. I graduated in 1990, so it's like the 80s was kind of my jam. So, Diana, how can we find you?
Oh, like off of my website?
Yeah.
AngelicAssistance.net.
Okay.
On Facebook.
Okay.
On Instagram, angelic.assistance with Instagram.
Yep. Okay. And all of those will be in the show notes. And the Light with NLLC is your Facebook, correct?
No, it's Angelic Assistance with Diana. But it does pop up on the top, the Light with NLLC.
The Light with NLLC. We just need that for the link in the show notes so people will be able to click through and find you. That's awesome. So is there any question that you wish I would have asked you today?
Well, in the sense of a book, I could still give you those. Because How to Be Victorious by Yogananda, I found really influential. Okay. Especially trying to achieve certain goals.
Okay.
And angel prayers.
Angel prayers?
'Cause we
Oh,
love
beautiful.
angels.
I love it, love it, love it. And Diana, do me a favor and leave our squad with one last knowledge, and I'll get you on us to take with us, internalize, and take action on.
Well, I know we talked about gratitude, and I know we talked about prayer, which I would say take those, just ask, sit down. Even if you're not believe in a creator or God, just even if you, in a sense, talk to yourself, just get it out and ask.
Love it.
And allow everything to maneuver and help you with the answer.
Wow. I'm writing some of this down. All right. All right, here we go. And squad, we just literally kind of had a free masterclass with my really good friend Diana here. And I feel so in alignment with her, and her energy is just fantastic. And she's going to have kind of like the whys and whats. And don't be afraid to ask yourself the why you're taking action. What is truth? What is knowledge? Because there's an inner part of yourself that will start feeding you the answers if you really tune into that energy. You know, build your foundation off of inner knowism, strength, and wisdom. And it doesn't happen overnight, but really work to really dig deep. Ask your creator for help, whether it's God or whoever you do believe is your creator. Please do that. And if you keep on asking, again, get your asking gear. Keep on ask, and the answers will emerge. You know, the breath processes those emotions. So get into a really good breathing program. You know, when you give truth, truth comes back to you. So be truthful and be authentic with yourself, like my good friend, you know, Diana is. You know, she wants you to connect inward with your creator to gain that truth. And lastly, we said, ask a lot in this. Don't be afraid to ask. When we were young, we're programmed not to ask by our parents. If you remember going in the bubblegum line and ask. And by the time we're 13 years old, at least my generation, you were told no 135,000 times by the time you're 13. So that can really set that negative connotation, but don't be afraid to ask and really dig inward. And that's what my really good friend Diana does. She levels up her health. She levels up her wealth. She's humble, yet hungry. She's beautiful. I can't wait to do some collaborations with you in the future now, neighbor. So thank you so much for coming on to Love Your Guts.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Time and Shine. I appreciate it all.
Awesome.
It's been such a pleasure.
Talk soon, okay?
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.